InkdMage here, and I want to share with you something that I have been looking forward to for so long, and that is an Eberron line of minis. A mini series that largely draws the mini choices from the incredible world of Eberron. And I know some of you are like, well, I don't like Eberron. I don't like anything that's steampunk. Well, hold up. It's not steampunk. It's arcane powered. And even if you don't like that, you can cherry pick. There's so much. The world is so robust and so incredible that there is so much you can draw from and steal for your own world or incorporate into your own campaign. It doesn't matter if you don't like Eberron, but really give Eberron a shot. Don't just look at it and think, oh, I don't like it because it's got some steampunk elements, or I don't like the technology aspects. Just remember, the technology is all powered by arcane magic, and that is what's awesome. So, I'm going to dive in. I'm going to show you the minis I got. WizKids sent me a brick of minis. That is 8 booster packs. And they also sent me the case-sensitive piece, which is the Sky Coach. I can't tell you how delicious that is and how I was looking forward to it. Prior to that, I had always used a printout that I took a photograph of a Sky Coach from the 4th edition campaign guide, and tried to get it straight. It was a little warped, but I took a picture of it, laminated it, and I always use that. So this is incredible to have and use, and it looks so beautiful. And I know what you're saying, but a Sky Coach? What's a Sky Coach? Where's the elemental ring around it? Hold on, I'm gonna get there. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna jump right to that now. So the elemental ring for Eberron airships is because an airship is powered by a dragon shard, which contains a trapped elemental, which, whether it's an air elemental or fire elemental, that powers the flight of these vessels. Now, a Sky Coach is like a taxi cab. And in the city of Sharn in Eberron, which is an incredible city, think like New York City, it's so huge and massive. The border between the elemental plane of air and the prime material world is so thin that things are influenced by that. In fact, they can build up towers a mile high. There's a portion of the city that floats. And Sky Coaches, which are made of this amazing wood called soarwood. Wish we had soarwood. And not soar like, ow, that hurts, but soar like soaring through the sky. And so soarwood, so you don't need an elemental to power it, just some arcane magic and the natural element of being close to the... I'll show you the ship, but first what I'm going to show you is I got creative with another WizKids product. So here's the Sky Coach that I transformed into an elemental powered airship using the WizKids spell templates, and this is the Spirit Guardians for the Fiends. And what's really cool about this is there are little fiend faces, and there are different ones you can see in there. There's the Fey one, and there's Fey images on there, like little fairies, and then the Spirit Guardians, there's angelic things. So actually, let me just, I get sidetracked so easily, so but I have to show you this. My favorite is probably the Moonbeam, maybe the most used spell among my gamers. So anyway, I took this and I propped it up so that I can use this as an elemental airship. It's really cool because there is 30 feet of playable space, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 10 feet across. I'm going to take the ring off for right now just to show you. So again, this is like a taxi in Eberron in Sharn. And if you're like me and you're a fan of Escape from New York, my Sky Coach is always run by an Ernest Borgnine-like character named Cabby. And flies one of these suckers. This thing is so beautiful, and it looks, it's straight out of the artwork from Eberron. Just so you know, it has these pieces that attach and they move, which is very cool. I can't tell you how excited I am to be able to use this, and it makes me want to abandon the campaigns I'm running currently so that I can run Eberron again. I'm so glad I'm going to run it at GaryCon. So it also comes with these attachments. There is a ladder so people can climb up, and also so you could have a Sky Coach platform and there is a gangplank that can lead to some terrain. So you can actually have characters on there. Let's see, you know, you could have dinosaurs on there. Let's just, now I wasn't planning to pull out some minis yet, but just to show you, I mean, the space, you know, lots of space on this. This is without a doubt, and maybe I'm biased because of how much I love Eberron, but it's arguably the best case-sensitive piece that WizKids has put out, and it's incredible. It's beautiful, and I will treasure this thing. I'll probably be buried with it. So okay. So it also comes with something cool. So in the city of Sharn and Eberron, there's lots of ways to get around. Again, the city goes up for a mile, so there are many flying beasts you can have, and there are like elevators that are called sky lifts, but there are also these arcane powered sleds called soar sleds, and these are incredible. They come in pieces so you could adjust the height, because maybe, just maybe, you don't want them all the same height. And so let's take a look. And where's the raptor again? So in Eberron, halflings live in the plains, and they're nomadic, and they ride clawfoot dinosaurs. I wasn't gonna get into the minis just yet, but I just, this is so beautifully sculpted and painted, and you can see, you don't see a raptor riding around on a soar sled every day, so rejoice. Think about it like they could be like, a sky coach jacking, and these soar sleds cruise up, and maybe you're just trying to take your sky coach taxi from one location to the other, and then you have marauding bandits coming and soaring by you, and even if you're not using Eberron, let me just say how amazingly versatile these are. This could be you could use this as a spell effect. It could be some sort of ghostly conveyance. It could be a ghostly conveyance. I mean, it could be a spirit creature. You could be adventuring underwater, and these could be like some sort of amorphous creatures of the deep. So don't just look at the Eberron line and be like, well, I don't like Eberron. I don't like those sort of things. I don't know what I would use it for. Get creative. That's what you do. I've heard that argument before. I don't know what I would use that for. That's so specific. You need to think outside of the box. These pieces are so beautiful. This is a soar sled. I can't tell you yet what I'm going to use it for in addition to that, but I guarantee you're going to see these in my game quite a bit. What about this? The package comes with 4 of them, doing them at various heights. What about over a chasm? Players have to leap from one to one. This is the only way, and trust that the arcane magic is going to hold them aloft. Yeah, how cool would that be? Lots of uses. I mean, even just this could be put down, on a map and used for something else. A ladder hung off a building. This is what's really, really cool about this stuff. And what I want to do now is I want to take you in and show you the minis. First up is a Warforged. And this guy is really cool looking. He's different than previous Warforged from D&D's former lines, and certainly different than any you might find like for Reaper. And I'm not disparaging anybody else's or saying anything, because I am a fan of variety and versatility, and I love the options, but I also love that they made this reflect the artwork for the new series. So there's 2 Warforged, and the options are one with a sort of a heavy looking sword, and the other has a flail. It looks really, really good, and I just love the detail on this. It's funny, I've got to take my glasses off just to get up close so I can see, because my vision is getting bad. So I'm gonna lay this guy down and then try and focus. All right, there. Now he's focused. Look at that. I mean, that's a really, really nice paint job. And I know what you're thinking. You're looking beneath his armor plating, and you're thinking like, wait, are those muscles and tendons? No, it's dark wood. A strong, durable wood that is used in the construction of Warforged. Now that I'm here, let me get a little better focus on the raptor. Look at that. Look at the nice detail. Look at the facial expression, you know? You see that, and then look quickly, if he's coming out, look quickly to your right to see if another is coming to take you down. I also really was looking forward to the dwarf mage right. I like that she is so different than any dwarf I've seen. She's rather cool with her goggles and mohawk, you know, that's white. You could also use her as a kind of a plump, buxom gnome, but I think, like, look at the details in her face. I think she looks great. The paint job and details on her tool belt, and that she's got this magic. And look at the magic. It's actually got some real detail in there. This, like, WizKids has stepped up their game with this series. Look at how incredible she is. She is going to be a favorite of mine, and you'll probably see her on my table quite a bit. Now, sticking with dwarves, let's take a look at this dwarf artificer. Now, I know what you're thinking. What's an artificer? Because everybody else says it artificer or artificer, but trust me, it is artificer. But again, he doesn't have to be an artificer. This guy could be a ranger. He could be a rogue. He could be a monk. Look at, he's got brass knuckles. What detail! I just noticed the brass knuckles. How awesome is that? And he's got kind of like a cool Fu Man shoes. So this is not somebody to be trifled with. So there are Kalishtar, which is a which is another race. I won't go into the detail about all that, but again, I mean, these can be used for multiple ways. I mean, look at this. This could be a monk. I mean, this is Kalishtar. It could be a monk. It could be a psionicist. They do have psionic powers, typically. It could be some sort of wizard. Lots of use here for this. It could be a manservant, for those of you who want a manservant. Fanning you and feeding you grapes. Love this one. This is another Kalishtar. Look at the details. Look at the face. Look at the paint job. It's not just a mess on the face. You can see details. This is, you know, WizKids does this a lot with their minis, where they'll have, you know, like I showed you earlier with the Warforged, where they're the same except for like a detail, like a weapon or something. So this is an iron defender. So it's a construct dog that does, you know, it basically guards things, just like the name suggests. And then you have another one that just has wings, and it's a homunculus. I'm more likely to use this, though, as an iron defender with wings. It's just a cool, detailed little mini. I mean, look at it. It's like Mecha Scooby-Doo. Give me Scooby snacks. These are Quarry, and Quarry are these otherworldly beings from the dream realm, and they're nightmarish. And the previous line for D&D that made Sakura Quarries, they have large minis, and they look really good, but I have to tell you something. I really love that this is a medium-based one. It's terrifying looking. It is the thing of nightmares. And then, again, so that's a Sakura Quarry. And then you've got a, Kalarak Quarry, another one of these beings, and just, it's got this sinister power swirling all around it. I mean, that should frighten your players. This is a Changeling. They took this right from the Eberron campaign book, and it is a Changeling in mid-transformation, transforming back into this rather bland, featureless face. You know, if I'm quoting, you know, loosely quoting from Invasion of the Body Snatchers, like a coin waiting for the final imprint. Well, here comes the final imprint. This is a Cornetti zombie and a Cornetti skeleton. And I have Cornetti, I forget if I have Cornetti zombies or Cornetti skeleton from the former D&D line of minis, and these blow them away. These are so good. Just look at that. Look at that detail. Look at that terrifying face. Look at this. Again, I just, you know what? Congrats to WizKids. They really knocked it out of the park and created something outrageously better than, I think this is their best line yet in terms of sculpts and detail and painting. So these are these Dolgrim. They are these twisted creatures that originally came from two goblins being mashed together. So I have two of the same, and I have to tell you, I don't care that they're the same, because you can't have too many of these. Again, the old ones from the old D&D line are really nice, but these ones are just they stand a little taller. That's a joke because they're not taller, but they're just, oh, they're so good and they're so terrifying. Look at 2 mouths and 4 arms. Very cool minis. Let's go to this one. And this is a dusk hag. Check her out. Now, she's not giving you the finger. What she's doing is whispering, going, shh. I'm going to kill you quick, but I like you to be quiet about it, about your dying. What? Oh, look at the toenails. Imagine having to clip those thick yellow toenails. That'd be disgusting. Shifters are humanoids with lycanthropy in their blood. This is the shifter druid. And again, maybe you don't use shifters in your game, but why couldn't this be a fair-skinned or an albino? It's just a cool mini. The eyes, the yellow lupine eyes. And this is a terrific player character mini or NPC. I love it. Just a little detail, the clothing and the paint job. Again, great. So here is an example of where WizKids will take, you know, the same sculpt and then just maybe do something different. This is a shifter rogue. They're all shifter rogues. One without a weapon. That's a really nice mini. And I like having the option of no weapon and then a drawn weapon. These are great if you want to play a shifter rogue. They are great if you just want some shifter bandits to waylay your players, whether you're playing Eberron or wherever. Have shifters in your game. They're cool. Or maybe you don't like shifters. Maybe you don't want to use them as shifters. Maybe you don't. But these could also pass for bugbears or something, you know, or something else of your own devising. You are limited only by your imagination, right? This is just a half ogre mini and could be used as anything. Maybe he's the slave master in an arena for gladiatorial combat. Maybe he's the head bandit, you know, for a mid to low level campaign story arc. But he's, again, I'm just looking at the detail on the face. Like, I really feel like they've stepped up their game in terms of painting the minis. You know, I always wonder though, like this guy's actually like, he's pretty lean and cut, which is kind of cool because a lot of times like you'll see minis where like it's a big kind of fat monster, and yet like they're still, their arms are and chest are incredibly chiseled, and unless you have like low body fat percentage, like that just doesn't happen. So it's always a little comic booky and silly to me. But this guy, it makes sense. He's bulky, but he's not fat. He's like ready for some action. He's gonna impale 2 or 3 adventurers on that for sure. Let's go with this one. I think this is the most rare one that I got. I don't know why this one should be so, but it's a really cool mini. So this is a Valonar warhorse, or Valonar horse rather, and Valonar, it's a type of elf. They're very warlike. But I think you could also use this in Eberron as a mage-bred horse, or this could be a horse in the Feywild, an intelligent horse. This has a lot of use, you know. This could be an elvish horse in your campaign world with, you know, regular elves. It could be, you know, a servant of the forest master in Dragonlance. Lots of use, and it's just a beautiful mini. Look at that tail. Who wouldn't want to ride this horse? A purple spotted horse with a goatee. This is just a nasty mini. It's the corpse flower. Look at all those bodies. Imagine the treasure that could be found inside. Believe it or not, I haven't had a cloaker yet, so I was really happy to see that there is a cloaker here. And look at that face. That's terrifying. I mean, you know, if I was afraid of anything, I'm not. All right, just a good mini. Again, nice detail on the wings, and I really love that WizKids went to these sturdier bases that you don't have to plant in. I love Ankegs. These are just fun monsters. I've got several varieties of them, and this one may be the best. I love it. It's emerging from the earth because these are burrowing creatures, and again, the paint job is fantastic. A radiant idol. So this is a fallen angel. Look at his wings are ripped off,
And again, it doesn't have to be specific to Eberron. You could use this in any campaign. You could use it in your Avernus campaign or your home campaign. Again, look at that. Nice detail and shadowing. This guy definitely watches his macros. Look how lean and chiseled he is. In the world of Eberron, there was a terrible arcane catastrophe that left a nation in ruin, and there are something called living spells. These spells that are alive and are seeking to carry out their master's last commands, and they roam the land. So this is a living spell, lightning bolt. This one is a living spell, cloud kill, and check it out. That thing is nasty. Again, lots of uses. This could just, it could be the living cloud kill spell, or it could be some sort of spectral undead, or it could be some sort of slime. Lots of uses. There is a villainess named Lady Vole, and the D&D line from the past had a really good mini of her, but like it was almost like WizKids was like, okay, we gotta get in and kick total butt and make it better, because this one is better. I know what you're thinking, Dan, what's the best for last? I did not get the Lord of Blades, and I really like the WizKids Lord of Blades mini because it looks way better than the old one from the old D&D line. But even still, it wasn't my favorite out of the series. My favorite is this guy. This is a shifter artificer. While he doesn't look much like a shifter, I think that is really okay and quite good, in fact, because you could use this guy as a human or an elf or a half elf, and could be anything. Could be a bard, could be a wizard, could be an artificer. I could be a rogue. What I would tend to use this character for is an inquisitive, and in Eberron, inquisitives are detectives. And this mini is just so incredible. I love it. There's something steampunkish about it. There's something wild, wild west, you know, with the old TV show. He is really nicely detailed, and this would make an incredible player character, or a reoccurring NPC, or whatever. There's lots of uses for this. Like I said, he doesn't have to be an artificer. This was an incredible brick. Lots of wonderful, wonderful minis, and again, I love Eberron, so I encourage you, if you love Eberron, to check it out. And I encourage you, if you don't love Eberron, to go check it out, because you will be able to make a lot of use out of this stuff.
Okay, so I wanted to close out, and then I realized I might not have shown you the House Tarkanan Assassin. And another just a great versatile mini with lots of use. If you don't know what House Tarkanan is, go pick up Wizards of the Coast book, Eberron Rising from the Last War. Definitely go and secure some minis from this line. If I were a Dolgrim, I would give it an enthusiastic 4 thumbs up. This is really awesome. Stay tuned to my Instagram page at InkdMage. Link will be below, and you'll see these being used again and again, especially at GaryCon. If you're going to be at GaryCon, comment below. If you've signed up for my game, let me know. If you didn't sign up for my game and you are going and you want to play in my Eberron game, let me know, because I've kept my schedule really open and I want to be able to share the game with people who didn't get a chance to sign up. Thanks for watching. I hope you watched all the way through. This may be one of my longest reviews yet, but can you tell I'm excited? I'm just a little bit excited here. I love it. I hope you love it too. Until next time.